sister. I spend a lot of time in my car, so you probably see a lot of videos of me in my car. We're going camping tomorrow, and my video yesterday, I had my sister. She has special needs. She has a seizure disorder. She has a congenital heart condition. She was born with, I guess, holes in her heart. I was 12 when she was born. And she had open heart surgery at 2 weeks old. And then she had to have it again at 3 years old, which put her in a coma. And I think, if I remember correctly, she stayed in the coma for like 7 weeks. And during the surgery, she had a stroke, and it put her in a coma. So she had got 2 big bad sores on the back of her head, and no hair grows in those spots. So her hair doesn't grow well. I don't know if it's because of the medication she's on or what, but it doesn't cover up those 2 scars very well. And we have to keep her hair short because it doesn't grow well. And like I said, when beauticians cut it, they tend to forget that those 2 scars are back there sometimes, and cut it and those scars show. And they're like 2 of them, bam bam, right in the back of the head. But anyway, that's her life story. And anyway, I've had her since Thursday. I'm her legal guardian. She does not live with me because she grew up in the home that my mom and dad had. You know, she grew up there. If anybody can understand that. She does have a touch of autism, and things can't be different, or just, you know, if you know any kids with autism or have one yourself, you might know this. This is the way it is with her anyway. If there's the slightest change, you know, they can go into a meltdown. And with her, you can't joke and pick with her. You can't joke around with her, because I don't know if she doesn't understand, you know, that you're joking. She takes everything seriously. And so I've had her since Thursday to give my other sister a break. My other sister lives in the home that my mom and dad lived in. Mom passed 2018. My dad passed in 2020. And they wanted me to take guardianship, and I did. She didn't want to come live with me. And, you know, even though she's 50 years old, she's born in 1974, she's 50 years old. So, you know, she has a right to live where she wants to live. You know, they have rights too. So, my older sister had moved into my parents' house, and she was okay with Marie staying there. Even though she's not the guardian, she does help take care of her on a daily basis through the company RHA. So my sister's employed with RHA and helps take care of Marie. And anyway, it even confuses me sometimes. It confuses them, you know, who's the guardian, who's the caregiver, who's what, who's Lisa, who's Lori. Oh, I'm Lori, she's Lisa. You know, they call me Lisa, they call her Lori, they get anyway, I carried her home Thursday because I had her to give Lisa a break, because I'm supposed to leave to go to Cherokee camping tomorrow. And I carried her home, and everything seemed fine. She was thrilled to go home. She had already been, go home, go home, go home, go home. You know, so I was like, yes, you're going home Saturday morning. I'm going to take you back home. You know, and I thought she had slept at my house pretty well, but I'm guessing that she didn't. My sister told me yesterday that after she got home that she cried all day long. I had joked around with her because she kept asking me over and over about going to church. And sometimes we get tired of her asking, and we play around with her, and joke around. And I was joking around. I said, no, you're not going to church. And I said it just like that, like, no. And I was just kidding. But my joke is not funny. So that was not funny. And evidently she took it serious and cried all afternoon. And obviously she did not. My nose itches all the time. But anyway, she must have took it seriously, because she did not have a good afternoon. My sister said it was horrible. She cried all afternoon, and she said she rubbed her eyes and she was sleepy and yawning, and she said she must not have slept good at your house, but I thought she did. I didn't hear anything out of her till the morning. And so anyway, I told my sister, I said, well, I'll come get her, because I got to come get her this morning anyway, for church. And I keep her all day on Sunday. My sister has her all day on Saturday. I have her all day on Sunday. Well, Lisa deals with this 24/7, every morning and every night. She gets up at 5 a.m. and has a poop. Who does that on a regular basis? Marie does. 5 a.m. every morning. She can't wipe herself. So you're up every morning. And she goes to bed at 8 o'clock every night, and it has to be that way. So camping with her is just about out of the question, because who wants to go camping in the summertime when it don't get dark till 9 o'clock, and she wants everybody in bed at 8? And it's not that you can look at her and just say, well, Marie, go on to bed. It's okay, just go to bed. If you want to go to bed, go to bed. She won't do it. She wants you to go to bed. She wants to go to bed, and she wants you to go to bed, and my sister to go to bed. And when she stays at my house, that might be why she didn't sleep well, because my husband didn't go to bed. He stayed up, the TV was down low, the living room door was shut, and everything should have been fine, but it wasn't. And she kept getting up, so I had to put my foot down with her. I was like, I can't do this. I went to bed for you at 8 o'clock. I didn't have to, but I did. I have a life too. But I did. I went to bed for you at 8 o'clock, and I can't go to bed and be up at the same time. You can't do both. You got to do one or the other. And I was like, which one do you want to do? Go to bed or stay up? And she said, go to bed. I said, well, you're going to have to get in bed and stay then, because, just getting up and down, up and down, up and down, I can't do it. Either I'm going to bed or I'm staying up, one or the other, But anyway, I thought she had slept good. Obviously, she didn't. And I hate it that, that I feel like I didn't even give Lisa a break. I don't feel like she really had a break. And when you have someone with special needs, that it feels like she's controlling every move that we make. She tells us when to get up. We have to get up. If we don't, she will do something. She will crap herself. She will pee herself. She will get it all over the furniture, all over the doors, all over the walls, all over the bed. She will do something to get you up. And if you don't go to bed at 8 o'clock like she wants you to, she will run you absolutely, totally crazy. She will cry. She will stick her fingers in her mouth and gag herself. People don't understand what we go through. Everybody looks at her and they think, oh, lovey Marie. Oh, she's so sweet, and we all love her. We all do love her. I love her too, and Lisa does too. But that doesn't minimize what we're going through. It doesn't minimize what my parents went through, and I never really understood it. I was 12 when she was born. I was a teenager. I was going through adolescence and graduating high school and, doing all the things that I was supposed to be doing, and looking a husband, having kids, having a family. I was doing all of that, and I really didn't understand what my parents were at home going through. And Mom always crying out for help, but never had help. And I don't want Lisa to get to that point. I don't want her to get to that point where she's literally crying out for help and nobody's there to help her. I'm the guardian. I should be there to help her. Yet, I work a job. I'm a TA at a school, and I ride the bus as a monitor in the morning sometimes when the monitor's absent, and it's just, I'm locked in that school. I am there from morning till late afternoon, and by the time I get off of work, I am exhausted, and then I've been dealing with plantar fasciitis on top of that, and it's been all I could do to walk, and by the time I get home, all I do is fall in the recliner in tears, because my feet hurt so bad. So it's, oh my gosh, it's a struggle. It is a struggle. And anyway, I don't feel like I really gave her a break since Thursday. And she wouldn't let me come get her yesterday. Well, I could have went and got her anyway. I'm her guardian. But I wanted Lisa to say, okay, yeah, just come on back and get her. You're going to get her Sunday anyway. And let me have another break, another day of break from this, because I deal with it 24/7, and it's just, I don't know what to do. People don't understand. We're at our wits' ends, but we go to church or we go out in public, excuse me for spitting, and we try to smile and we try to be happy, and people speak to us, and everybody knows Marie. Hey, Marie, and it's all happy, and she's like, hey, and it's all like that, and I'm like, yeah, we're smiling for you right now, but you don't even know what we go through when we leave from here. You just don't know. As soon as we walk away from you, she's all sad again, and anyway, I've got to go get her, and I'm running out of time. So thank you for joining in again today, and I hope my ranting isn't really ranting, but maybe there's somebody out there that's going through the same thing that we are, and they need to hear it. They need to hear, oh my gosh, there really is somebody else that's going through this. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm at Bojangles, going to get the sisters breakfast like I do every Sunday morning, and go to church. And I hope you all have a great day. See you next time.